Yo, what up, beautiful people? I'm just jumping on to get kick-started for the year with some podcasts. I mean, it's been a long time between drinks, as they say, or just a long time between filming. If I'm completely honest, I'll be completely vulnerable here, received a wee bit of, I don't know, we'll call it banter. Someone basically reached out to me, making a bit of light or jokes about the videos that I was posting a long time ago. I think that was episode 11, and we're up to episode 14 now when this drops. And basically they were just taking the piss out of me and what I was posting, and it sat with me for a long time. And I don't know why I let it get me down. I suppose I've really struggled my whole life with negative self-talk, and hearing someone else say what you already say about yourself, that really got to me. So I let it sit with me, and I definitely shouldn't have, because at the end of the day, what I'm doing here is sharing a good message, and it's trying to help other people, because I got to a point where I was pretty fucking low and I pulled myself out of it, and I was at a point where I didn't think I could live any longer, and I pushed through that, and I thought there's something in that and there's something to share within that. So that's what I did. I created Good Vibes Only along with a few mates, and it turned into a journey of self-discovery and rediscovery and redefining what was a negative past into a positive future, not only for myself but for everyone around me. So I see value in what I share. I see value in who I am and who I'm beginning to be, and I shouldn't let people get me down. But anyway, enough of that. I wanted to jump on today and talk about Te Whare Tapa Whā. I think I mentioned this a lot, but I think I'm going to be filming a lot more individually this year. I've set a goal to film every Monday without fail, and I failed already. I was trying to set up podcasts with other people, and twice those people pulled out, and I'm not taking a dig at those people, but that stopped me from fulfilling my goal. And I thought the only way to do podcasts was going to be with other people around. But what I realized is that I can do it alone. Don't let the excuses be excuses, you know? Pardon me. Sorry, that was super random. I just randomly picked up the tea during speaking. Anyway, I'm not going to let having other people not show up to the podcast stop me, and I'm just going to keep filming. And I thought the best way to start was with Te Whare Tapa Whā. It's a holistic Māori mental health model that I've heard about and seen for many years. But probably only in recent times have I taken the time to dive deeper into what it is and to understand how it can benefit me. And I think the first time that I came across it in a way of actually helping me was during a work thing. Basically, it was called Kōrero Day, and we took Te Whare Tapa Whā and its 4 aspects, and we thought about the happiest time of our lives and where each aspect was when we're at our happiest time. And I found that super beneficial, because what it did for me was it reminded me what I can fit into my everyday to make sure that I'm at my happiest. And I think that was just such a like an epiphany for me. It was like, holy shit, this is that simple, you know? I have 4 aspects that I need to focus on daily to help me through. And Those 4 aspects are taha wairua, my spiritual health, taha whānau, my social health, taha hinengaro, my mental health, and then finally, which is the last one, taha tinana, my physical health. Okay, what I want to do is kind of explain Te Whare Tapa Whā first of all, because I've been talking about it for a few minutes now. Some people may have already tuned out. They're like, what the hell are you talking about, bro? But yeah, basically Te Whare Tapa Whā is a Māori holistic health model. And basically in Māori health, they call it Hauora. And Te Whare Tapa Whā represents the 4 aspects of Hauora, which I just mentioned. So taha hinengaro, so mental health, taha whānau, social health, taha tinana, physical health, and taha wairua. I've got a book here, and I'm not going to claim that this is all me, because it's in a book. It's all over the internet, and it's easy, really super easy to understand, first of all, and then super easy to access as well. But at work, we got given these books. That's the wrong way in the video, but basically it's called whakawhetai, and it's a gratitude journal. And what I do in it daily is I write 4 things that I'm grateful for within the 4 aspects, and then I write 3 tākune, or 3 intentions daily, and then I also do the 4 things that I'm grateful for in the evening, and then how am I feeling, and then 1 affirmation. And I think the beauty of this book, whakawhetai, is that it's by Here Nathan, and it just instills gratitude in you daily. It gets you to start thinking about the good things instead of the bad things all the time, and it gets you, it gets those good vibes flowing. It gets your brain flowing in a positive way, because I think it's something like I watched a podcast and it said something like there's 90,000 thoughts that you have in a day, and about 60,000 of them are negative. And I thought that figure is just crazy to me, and something that I like to instill in my day to day is gratitude. So you get those positive vibes flowing, and you see it instantly. Instead of focusing on the negative things, you start focusing on the positive things. Instead of going down a rabbit hole of negative thoughts and feeling like you're sinking, or wearing a weight vest when you're in the water, you start to float, because you're thinking about the positive things. And when something negative happens, you start to bounce back when you start to think about the positive things. And I think what we forget is that as humans, back in the day, way back, we were designed to focus on the negative things, because that's what kept us alive. And obviously, if you didn't focus on the negative thing, you would get eaten by a lion, you would get beaten up by your neighboring tribe, you would die of thirst, die of starvation. And so we were trained to think of the negative things. But now we live in such a safe environment that doesn't serve us anymore. Focusing on the negative doesn't serve us anymore. So we're in a world where we need to start focusing on the positive, because life is so easy. And I don't mean easy in the sense that there's no one out there struggling. I mean easy in the sense that majority of us, especially in New Zealand, if you're watching this, likely you have a roof over your head, you have friends, you have family, whatever that may look like to you. You can get food when you want it. You have access to internet. You know, we live a luxurious life, yet we still go through struggles. And I think that's because we have been designed to focus on the negative, and often that doesn't serve us. Anyway, I've gone off on a really random tangent, but I figure I can do that, can't I? Because I'm filming myself, and you know, I don't really. I'm not gonna say I don't care if no one watches these, but I'm trying to, one, be consistent, and two, develop a skill. I'm focusing on growth, and I'm focusing on the long term instead of the right now. And the long term for me means consistency, and it means developing this art of speaking, because for so long I've had this negative self-talk, and I have stopped myself from talking in public settings, in settings like this, because I thought what I had to say wasn't valuable. But now I'm at a place where I truly feel like what I have to share is valuable, so I'm gonna share it. Anyway, I'm gonna have a drink of my tea. So yes, I thought best place to start was walking through Te Whare Tapa Whā, because I'm going to be doing these consistently. I'm going to find new things to share with you guys. But for me, the first step was understanding and looking deeper into what Te Whare Tapa Whā was. And so we'll go through taha tinana first. Basically, this is your physical health. And it refers to things like your diet, exercise, and generally getting out and about. And what falls under this category are preparing a healthy dinner for the whānau, going to the gym, going for a walk with the kids, going for a swim at the beach, and eating 5+ a day, whether it's vegetables or fruit. And I guess when I go through this, I'll think about where I was at when I was at my happiest too, and I'll share a little bit about that. So when I was at my happiest, in my physical state, I wasn't at peak performance. I wasn't necessarily, competing or anything like that. I was just consistently going to the gym every day, and I wouldn't even say going to the gym. Nah, that's a lie. That's probably a bit of ego talking, because I'm sharing. I was doing physical activity for my mental health rather than for my physical look or appearance. And I think that was the biggest shift for me, because I think from as young as I can remember, I was doing physical things. From the age of 6, I was into athletics. From the age of 10, I was doing touch, athletics, rugby, any sport really that I could kind of do, I was doing. And that's how my life was led. And physical fitness and physical looks were always flashing in front of me, and it was important in my mind, probably for all the wrong reasons. And so I think going through my injury and having knee surgery and stopping playing league I stopped when I was 17, but I was going to play under 18s. That was when I first encountered a lot of my mental health issues. And it was for reasons that I was never truly aware of. Obviously, when I stopped being able to train, my appearance went with it. The endorphins that I was releasing day to day weren't being released anymore. And I just felt like I hadn't made it, because from as early as I remember, I was always that sporty kid, and I was always that person that could perform when it came to, running on a track or throwing something really far or jumping really high or being fast or being strong. I was always right up there with the best of them. And then when I got injured, that wasn't the case anymore, and I felt like a piece of me was missing. I think when I was at my happiest, that huge shift was because I was training and doing things for my mental health rather than my physical looks or physical health. So I think that's something for everyone to consider too. Anyway, yeah, so taha tinana, it's physical health, and it's things like dieting, exercise, and generally getting out and about. So that's something key highlighted there too, that physical health can be something as simple as going for a walk and going to the beach and being out in nature and eating nice food. I think I've described physical health or taha tinana as sorry, I'm gonna have a drink. Yeah, taha tinana is basically something that you do for your mental health, not for the physical look. I think a lot of people get that mixed up. Yeah, anyway, we'll move on to taha hinengaro, which is your mental and emotional side. And it's the capacity to think and feel. It's how we see ourselves and how we interpret everything around us, good or bad. Things that might fall under taha hinengaro include meditating, feeling love, expressing love, buying or making a nice gift for your partner, making sure the house is clean, calling family, giving the kids big hugs, booking in for a massage, practicing some breathing exercises, and filling in your journal. I think for me, when I was at my happiest, this side was constantly being explored for me. I think I was, from a very young age, again, I struggled to show love. I struggled to express how I felt. I was very emotional, and I always have been. I've been sensitive, I guess you could call it, in terms of sensitive to other people's emotions. Like I could be in a room and feel that someone else is anxious, feel that someone else is agitated, feel that someone else is angry. I guess they call that like an empath. And yeah, I think I see it as a gift now. I didn't always see it as a gift. But yeah, when I was at my happiest, I was in tune with how I was feeling. I was brushing away some of that trauma that I had experienced from early childhood, from relationships, from just being a bit of an idiot when it came to alcohol and drinking and drugs and everything like that. So yeah, when I was at my happiest, I was actively working through trauma, and I was actively expressing love and feeling loved, because I think I felt selfish for a very long time in receiving love. And I think when I was at my happiest, I was actively giving and receiving love. And yeah, I think that's a beautiful thing. Whether it's with a partner or with your family or with your friends, I think the older I got, I broke free of that bullshit that you continuously told yourself that you can't love your bros. Like, love your bros. They're there for a reason, and they're there to protect you, be there for you, and love you, bro. Just like, stop pushing people away. That's the bullshit that I told myself all the time, that I couldn't show love or express love because I didn't deserve it. And it's bullshit. So buzzy to think back on your life and think about how you were, and thinking about the bullshit that you've been through, that you've put yourself through. I spoke to a therapist. I'd spoken to therapists before last year, but last year was the first time I had actively sought after one and consistently gone to one. Oh, I should check that this is still recording. Yes, it is. It is still recording. It just dropped out. I'm just testing out a new setup. So we cleaned out the garage recently, Sai and I, and it looks amazing. It's going to be the new podcast spot. This was part of my setting up to be consistent this year. I know I said it didn't really work out, but it's going to work out. I'm already putting it in place, thinking of that growth mindset instead of being negative, you know? But yeah, so just again, taha hinengaro is your mental and emotional side. It's the capacity to think and feel. It's how we see ourselves and how we interpret everything around us, good or bad. I think, yeah, so obviously I was actively expressing love and receiving love, but I was also in a space where I was actively learning. So that's another thing within that side. Mentally, I think at times we've stopped to stimulate ourselves, and I think that is not healthy for anyone. Having a continuous growth and learning mindset is so key to good mental health, I feel. Also, I think I'll just roll back to taha tinana, and I think I always say the physical health part of Te Whare Tapa Whā, or holistic wellbeing in general, is like your gateway drug, I guess you could call it, because once you get your physical health in check, whether it's eating and then getting out there and getting active, whether it's going for a walk or going for a run or doing a hard out workout, whatever that means for you, it's your gateway into the rest of your well-being. Because once you start eating well, you start wanting to be physically active, you start exploring what it feels like to be physically active and how good it feels, and then you start being able to show emotions more in a more regulated way. You start to be able to show love, and yeah, you start to share with people around you. I think, yeah, it's that gateway, really, and that's what I see it as. But yeah, taha wairua is the next part, so the third aspect of Te Whare Tapa Whā. This for me was something that I think was always really lacking up until recently. And basically what taha wairua is, or your spiritual side, is the capacity for faith and your understanding of things outside yourself. This includes anything that lifts and boosts your spirit, and some of these things are meditating, going for a walk to clear your head, doing some breathing exercises in a quiet space, filling in your journal, speaking or reciting karakia, connecting with marae or hapu, visiting your whenua or land, or using te reo Māori. Yeah, I think I grew up Catholic. I went to Catholic school. I grew up Christian in a Baptist church, and just round the corner in Glen Eden. But I think I never realized how beneficial that was for me. And I think going to a Catholic school where I had that routine of going to chapel every Wednesday, and we'd have special character stuff as well, where you would go to chapel too at lunchtimes, and you would do your special character meeting, and you would do waiata and karakia, and it was always really nice, and I didn't realize why. It just felt good, so I'd like to do it. And then obviously leaving high school, I didn't have that anymore, and I always, it's buzzy, looking back on your life and thinking about all the times and kind of shit that you went through. and like tracing it back to like and understanding why, uncovering why. I think that's it's wild. Um, but yeah, so basically, for me, when I was at my happiest, taha wairua was filled by things like breath work. And I think I've always been really intrigued by spiritual things, whether it was religion or whether it was obviously like this breath work and meditation and yoga and all that. And I think it's because I'm just really aware that there is a higher being, whatever that may be for anyone, or like I believe in God, but I just connect with something that's higher, not higher than God, but just like that there is a higher being, whether it is God or someone else. And I think if I lead a truly loving life, then whoever that God is would never dismiss me, or whatever that heaven or eternal afterlife or whatever it is beyond this life. I don't think, because I think across all religion there is an afterlife, or there is a heaven, or there is a hell, or there is this beauty beyond life. And some people may just see it as being scared of committing, but what I truly connect with is that there is a higher being, and if I live a loving life, that whoever it is that wants to judge me when I die wouldn't put me in a terrible place. And I think I connect with my intuition in that sense, and just believe that there is an afterlife, and if I'm loving, I'll live a loving afterlife too. So spread those good vibes, baby. But yeah, anyway, when I was at my happiest was when I started doing breath work and stuff. And I'm explaining the same moment when I'm walking through all these quadrants. And yeah, I was at my happiest when I was connected with breath work. Breath work for me was beautiful, really. The entry into it was Wim Hof. So if anyone's interested in breath work, your gateway is Wim Hof. Search that dude up. He does some cool stuff. Cold showers in the morning, bruh. It's bliss. And a lot of people don't understand why. Breath work and cold showers. Cold showers for me, they've helped me rebound from hard situations, and there is science behind it, but for me it's as simple as that. Putting my body through stressful situations in the hope that when I encounter hardship on a day-to-day basis, I can bounce back real quick because I do it every morning. My body gets put in an uncomfortable situation and it feels easy now. And I think that's benefited me when I'm doing public speaking, when I'm like talking in a group full of people, when I'm just in meetings at work, when I'm meeting new people, when I'm in uncomfortable situations. All these things have become easier for me now. But yeah, I think a lot of people who really know me know that this breathwork kind of yoga, meditative kind of journey isn't bullshit for me. It is a part of my daily routine, and it is beautiful for me. So yeah, when I've been at my happiest, breathwork has been involved, meditation has been involved, cold showers have been involved, this taha wairua. side has been strong because of little things like that. And it helps you connect with your inner being, this intuition that sits inside of us that helps us make decisions, that regulates things that we do. Breath work and meditation just allows that time for inner reflection, for peace, to also wash away all the bullshit that we encounter daily, and it creates just like a platform for peace, and all of us need it. A lot of people like never don't have stimulus, and you may be one of those people. You may be sitting here watching, and this is one of the things that you use for stimulus, is just chuck on a podcast or chuck on a video and have it playing in the background. And I think we don't realize just how bad that can be for us, constantly having stimulus and never allowing time for reset and recharge without distraction. Because I think we use things day to day that numb us from reality, and sometimes it can be seen as a negative numbing, like drinking, like overeating. Those are negative numbing. Positive numbing is things like positive numbing isn't actually positive. It's things that are viewed as positive. So it's like a facade, right? You view something like working heaps as positive, but it's actually a positive numbing thing. So when you overwork, you're using it to numb yourself from reality, to run away from some of the bullshit that you're going through in your life. But it's actually bad for you. So anything can be negative if it's done too much of, like physically as well. It could be over exercising, and a lot of people don't view that as a negative thing. But I can definitely say at some points in my life, I've used going to the gym as self-harm. Going to the gym without eating, going to the gym 3 times a day, losing 12 kgs in 2 weeks, like, not great. It is self-harm, but a lot of people don't see it as that. So positive numbing, negative numbing, we do it constantly. And it's something that, if we rewind back to why I started this, I was talking about stimulus. And if we are constantly stimulated, we don't allow that time to recharge, to reset, to connect with that intuition that's inside of us. And if you look at it as simple as when you're on your laptop and you never restart it, it becomes really slow. It's exactly the same as us as humans. If we are constantly stimulated from the moment we wake up, pull up our phone, to the moment we go to sleep, where we pull up our phone again, turn it off, put it down, and then that's sleep time, you're never getting a chance to restart. And that's why breathwork, meditation, and mindfulness, all this stuff is just so beautiful. Allows you to connect with your inner self and just find that bliss. I encourage you all to search up Wim Hof, start there, and then from there, search up my brother's breathwork and yoga page, Ananda, Ananda. It's really a beautiful practice, and you need to get into it. Mum does yoga too. She does beautiful stuff as well. She does an amazing relaxation. So if you struggle with your sleep, you struggle with being calm, just put that on and it will help you out. Relaxation, it's beautiful. Anyway, that's taha wairua. So again, just to recap, it's the capacity for faith, your understanding of things outside yourself, and includes anything that lifts or boosts your spirits. The final side, it's taken me 30 minutes to get here, is taha whānau. or your social side. And taha whānau includes the capacity to belong, to feel empathy, to care and identify some things that might fall under taha whānau, include doing some charity work, visiting your marae, climbing your mountain, calling family you haven't spoken to for a while, spending time with friends, spending time with whānau, planning a movie night with a friend or loved one, eating dinner at the table with the whānau, grabbing a coffee with a workmate on your lunch break. So, for me, when I was at my happiest, taha whānau looked like being at home. Because I think I moved out when I was 17. And I was disconnected from family from then. And yeah, I disconnected and ran away from my family, in all honesty. Not because I didn't love them, but because I wanted to be independent and do things on my own. But I didn't realize how much that took away from me and how much I was missing that. I was missing that love, even though I refused to admit it. But yeah, moving back home was huge for me. Being closer to my family and being around people that I love. Now I've moved into 147J, which is the house right next door to mum and dad's, with the kids and Sai, my sister, her partner, and Joey, which is my nephew. We all live in here. Adam purchased this house maybe 6 years ago, maybe longer, and he was originally living in it with his partner. They've split up since, but yeah, with his breathwork journey and this journey that he's going down, I've moved in here to cover more of the mortgage and be able to help support that way, and also just because it's a main place to be at with the kids and with Sai, and bringing them in on my family dynamic and having the support of mum and dad next door and running next door when you need some bread or some milk. Like, that's not the only benefit, but it's a great benefit. Obviously, having them there when you're going through shit is good too. Being able to talk through stuff with mum and dad is always amazing, and doing that face to face rather than in over the phone is so nice. And then also, like, the huge benefit is having that massive backyard down there to play with the kids is huge, and it's amazing. But yeah, if you are just hearing now that I have a new partner and live with her and 2 kids, yeah, I'll tell you more about that if you just reach out to me. But yeah, it's been a beautiful thing for me, having the kids and Sai around. I'm someone who loves structure and loves consistency, and having them around has been really beautiful for me. But yeah, anyway, back to taha whānau. So when I've been at my happiest, it's moving back home. So, and now I'm just next door to mum and dad, so basically back home. And also it was being physically present in conversations, in time, because I think a lot of the time, again, we try to numb ourselves from reality, and part of that is having our phones out all the time. So putting down my phone and being physically present, whether I'm out for a walk with someone, whether I'm eating dinner with my family, or whether I'm just talking to someone, putting the phone down and being physically present is so important. Because yeah, I think it's crazy that when you think about it, when you're anxious, you're living in the future, and when you're depressed, you're living in the past. But when you're at your happiest, you're living in the present moment and the now. I think that is like a truly beautiful thing when you think about it. So I encourage every one of you to put down your phones and be present with the people that are surrounding you, because they're with you for a reason, and the only moment that truly matters is this moment right now. So if you haven't connected with someone that you've been meaning to connect with for a long time, if you've been holding on to past anger that has stopped you from reconnecting with a family member, a friend, or someone that you love, then reach out and talk to them, because you may be missing something that'll truly make your life better, and stop being anxious and living in the future and thinking about how it could turn out badly, and just be in the now and reach out to that person, because it could be the thing that changes your life. Anyway, I will wrap it up now. But I think one thing I wanted to do was end with a quote. And I've just randomly opened up this journal, so hopefully it connects. But decide what you want, believe you can have it, believe you deserve it, and believe it's possible for you. That's beautiful. Yeah, it just shows how important it is to set a goal, to stick to it, and to follow through. And to believe in that goal. Because oftentimes we set goals and we don't believe we can truly achieve it. So we end up just falling short. Instead of setting a huge goal, believing we can achieve it, and then fucking smashing it out of the park. I think that's going to be the motto this year. Set a goal and believe you can do it, and you'll fucking smash it. Anyway, I hope this connects with some of you. I hope you have learnt something. I hope you've grabbed a pen and paper and maybe written some stuff down and thought about how Te Whare Tapa Whā can help you in your day-to-day. And I thought I would share this because moving into our wellbeing challenges this year, Te Whare Tapa Whā is a huge part of that. And if you guys understand it a little bit deeper, it'll hopefully enhance your experience of these challenges. And maybe if you haven't signed up to these challenges, you can reach out to us and see what they were and maybe try it for yourself. But yeah, I think Te Whare Tapa Whā truly changes lives and really benefits you if you put it in your daily practice. So I encourage you all to use it to your advantage, because it's a superpower, especially being here in Aotearoa. Māori health models, I think what benefits Māori benefits all, and I think it's beautiful seeing culture and using it. And like, I'm not Māori, I don't claim to be Māori, but I truly respect the culture, and I think it is a beautiful culture, and I think, again, what benefits Māori benefits all, and so we should cherish teachings and learnings from Māori culture. But yeah, I think next time I jump on, I'll talk about goal setting, because goal setting for me, although I'm still learning in my own journey, and obviously, like I said at the start, I haven't fulfilled some of the goals that I've set already this year, but I think what I have to share will be truly beneficial for a lot of people. So I'm going to talk about goal setting. Yeah, anyway, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching if you've got this far. Hopefully this has been of value to you, and yeah, hopefully this is amazing. If you're on our YouTube channel, please subscribe. If you're watching on Instagram, Facebook, whatever, wherever you get your information, please like, comment, interact with us, share this so it gets around, because having people share is what helps us grow, or what helps me grow. But yeah, thanks again if you watched this far. Can't wait to hear how you enjoyed it, if you did enjoy it, and if you have any feedback, just let me know. Yo, see you guys next time. Good vibes only, baby.
You play a war in my mind. Well, some things they never change.